2 years on from what was declared the worst refugee crisis faced by Europe since World War II, and people keep coming. So far this year, more than 120,000 people have arrived in Europe, the vast majority by sea, as documented by the UN's Migration Agency. Many of them are risking it all to take refuge from something, whether conflict, political oppression, or economic hardship. By the end of June, the total number of people risking their lives to make these dangerous journeys to Europe was half that of the same time last year, especially to Greece, an entry point from the eastern Mediterranean, which received a staggering 93% fewer people. Last March, there was a deal struck between the EU and Turkey for those described as irregular migrants who came to Greece from Turkey to be sent back. And for every Syrian refugee returned to Turkey, a Syrian would be resettled from Turkey into the European Union. It's unclear if the deal is in effect, but at the beginning of this year, the Greek Minister for Migration said, based on his definition, the profile of migrants versus refugees they've received has changed.
A month after the Europe-Turkey deal, the statistics of immigrant-refugee population changed. Before, we had 70 to 80% of people with a refugee profile. Now, we have 70% of people with an economic migrant profile, not a refugee profile.
And while the overall numbers of refugees to Europe are down, the number of people arriving in Italy, Spain and Cyprus has gone up. There's a 19% increase in the number of people who've arrived in Italy to 80,000 by the end of June. And Spain has seen a 40% increase from 4,000 to 6,000. In September 2015, the European Commission adopted an emergency relocation mechanism for member states. But less than a third of the 98,000 target have been resettled. And there's been some pushback, particularly from countries further inland. Hungary and Slovakia objected to being forced by the EU to take in refugees. And Slovenia and Austria won a case to deport people because they should have applied for asylum in the first EU country they entered. And then, of course, there are those people who don't make it. 2,500 people who tried to cross the Mediterranean Sea so far this year are dead or missing. Caroline Malone, Al Jazeera.